Today I'm going to be sewing something really fun, really original. We are using our leftover fabric. I'll be fishing out some strips and having a lot of fun with it. This will not be your run-of-the-mill traditional scrap patchwork project. This will be much more special. Let's do it. My Singer machine isn't back from the machine doctor yet, so I'm still carrying on with the Senior machine that's also in need of repair, which means it only does size 0 stitching. So it's going to take me a while. So I need a 9 by 13 inch rectangle, and this is going to be the top of something. We will need 10 14-inch strips and 14 10-inch strips. And now what we need to do is to sew all of them into tubes. You can use a 1/4 inch foot, but I'm using the only foot I currently have, okay? Also, if you use the 1/4 inch seam allowance, you will struggle to press the seams open when the time comes, okay? So if you want to go ahead and make that seam larger, you know, we are making it 14 by 10 for a reason. You have some room to do that. Look at that, it's magic. It's not, it's just sewing. Well, sewing is magic, so 13 and 14. And here you have it, guys. This is what we'll be working with. We need to open these seams up, all of these, and we need to press them open. If you're using sturdier fabric, you know, something a little bit harder than this, you do need to press them open. Otherwise, when you turn this inside out, you will notice all the seams puckering up. So let's press these seams open. Now that we have sewn and pressed all of these strips, it's time to turn them inside out. And for that, we will need something that pretty much looks like a torture device. No? Okay. So this is what we use to turn these strips around. If you don't own a loop turner, you can get one online, and I'll leave in a link in the description for you. You can totally get a needle and a thread, just, you know, sew the end of the strip, and then do exactly what we're going to do with the loop turner. First thing, we want this little point in our loop turner to be down, okay, so it doesn't interfere with our fabric. Then we are just going to put the loop turner through our strip, and it's gonna face this side, okay, it's gonna catch the fabric. At this point, if you want, it's supposed to do automatically, but I always like to do this. I go inward looking for that little bolt that was facing up, and I turn it up. So you hook the fabric right here, and you have, you know, the lower side pushing up to grab the fabric also. And now all we need to do is push. Okay, we want to feel the fabric moving inside. We can help it a little bit by pulling the fabric over, and this is something I can't really explain. You will feel once the fabric is being pulled. I can feel it right now. It's not going anywhere, okay? You need to keep the tension. If you release the tension, you may release the hook. So keep it tension, and there we go. I recommend you release the fabric immediately because we don't want to rip it. And now we pull the whole thing out, and there we go. Last one, and here we go. All 24 of them looking so colorful, so cute. Guys, we are gonna have fun with this. We need to press these, so our seams are nice and pressed, so that shouldn't be a problem. Seam in the middle on one side, perfectly straight ribbon on the other. And now it's time to weave. The only rule here is to make sure we get those strips really tight, okay? We don't want any spaces between them whatsoever. So let's get started. Maybe pick 6 strips to start with. I'm aware that the pink is much wider than the others. That's okay. So these are the longest ones, and now we need the other narrow ones. And what we do is, so here we go. Oh, this is the middle somewhat. Okay, so what we do here is, let's start with one first. So this one is done. For the next one, we are going to lift these 2 and add, then put them back in place. This is all very wobbly at first, totally normal, don't worry. And now we do the exact thing, the exact same thing the other side, and we add this one, and we put it back. And just like that, we have a nice little colorful weave. Now, rules here. We need them to be tight, okay? We need them to be compact. No spaces in between our weaves. And I have to say that as much as I like using my sewing machine or sewing by hand, I also really love these projects where we just don't need to sew as much. I guess what I love is working with fabric. What I use for it is not important. I'm actually one of those people that buy fabric and look at it and stroke it for about a week before getting the courage to actually cut into it. And it's so incredibly hard for me when I have a favorite fabric and watch it get used until it ends. So yeah, that's my confession. I am fabric obsessed. Our longer strips are all in place. Now we need to put the ones to the sides. Some people in this room would like for me to do a pattern, a very straight, very parallel pattern with my colors. I, however, like to do random stuff. As long as we don't have two exact colors together, I'm good. So a trick I have when they're really close to the border is using these little guys. Like, for example, if I put them here, this is what we have. This is the top. I'm just going to cut a rectangle of thermal adhesive that's pretty much this size, so about 14 by 10, and I'm going to press this top onto that adhesive. And I want to be really careful because once I glue, I cannot unglue. And I want to make sure there is no room in between these squares, okay? Because if there's any room, if this is not completely compact, it will show white. And I don't want to show white. I'm just gonna press. I'm not gonna run the iron around, okay? I'm just gonna press these. So this is our top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of batting underneath. Can you get my batting, please? Production assistant, thank you. And we want it to be at least like half an inch bigger than the center. Look at that. Cute, cute, cute. Oh, so cute. And now we center it. We center it onto our batting. Because these are many layers of fabric, we need to turn it over and press it properly. Or we'll never, yeah, this is cool, completely cool. So this is the fabric I picked for our back. It features a lot of the colors I've picked for this one. We need it to be at least 1 inch bigger than our batting because we want to self-bind. Okay, so I decided to trim this a little bit further to make life easier for us. What we do is we fold it here like so, and we just add a clip. We just keep doing it. And then for our corners, we have this side here, and then just fold it in diagonally for a nice mitered corner. Can you see? Just like that. Yes, it has a lot of color, but there's also white. So I think it kind of cleanses the view. When you look at it, you see the flowers, but you also see the white, which I think is the perfect combination. And at the same time, we have used it for our weaving. So yeah, I love it. I'm very happy with my choice. And now we have it. Our, whatever this is. Have you guessed what it is, by the way? So now what we need to do is to sew this in place. And this machine is sewing through a lot of layers of fabric right now. I'm liking the zero stitch look on this, guys. It's looking really, really cute. It puffs up the whole binding. I like it. This is what it looks like, and I think it's pretty gorgeous on its own. It is a gorgeous fabric. Look at that, guys. How absolutely gorgeous is that? Pretty proud of myself right now, I have to admit. So, what is this, guys? If you guessed a hot pad or a trivet, you are correct. It's really handy, and this one is actually really cute. I had a blast. I hope you did too, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.